When you think about how places get their names, it's usually pretty straightforward, right? It's named after a founder, or a river, or some landmark. But what if a town's name was just a total accident? Well, today we're diving into the amazing and honestly kind of funny story of Imus in the Philippines, a place whose whole identity started with a single, simple misunderstanding.
So that's the big question, isn't it? How can a simple mix-up, a little language barrier, end up giving a town its name for literally centuries? That's exactly what we're going to unpack.
All right, let's get right into it. The story of this town and its really curious name.
Okay, first things first, let's get our bearings. Where are we talking about? Imus is right outside the huge bustling capital of Manila. It's super close, super connected. So you gotta understand, this wasn't some remote, isolated village. It was a crossroads, a place where people were always coming and going, which, as you'll see, is the perfect setup for this kind of mix-up to happen.
Now, this isn't just some fairy tale that people tell. The whole story, the whole legend, comes to us from a historical document. This is it. This is our source, the actual paper trail that recorded this incredible, accidental moment in time.
So let's jump in our time machine and go way back to set the scene for this fateful encounter.
The time period here is absolutely crucial. We're in the middle of the Spanish colonial era in the Philippines. And that's not just a little detail, it's everything. It created this huge power imbalance between the Spanish, who were in charge, and the local Filipinos.
And here, this is the key to the whole misunderstanding. According to that document we just saw, the local people had this really strong belief that the Spaniards were generous, that they were charitable. Whether that was actually true across the board or not, it's what they believed, and that belief is what sets the entire story in motion.
So with that in mind, let's bring in our main characters, one particular Spaniard, and the very simple question he asked.
So, picture this. A Spanish missionary shows up. He's not there to cause trouble. His job is to survey the land, basically to make a map. The moment the local people see him, they start gathering around, probably thinking, hey, here's one of those charitable Spaniards we've heard about. And the missionary, seeing a crowd, decides to ask them a question. Speaking in Spanish, he asks what seems like a totally normal question. What do you call this place? What's the name of this town? He just wanted something to write down for his survey. What he got instead was, well, it was going to change the map for good.
And this, right here, is the moment where everything gets completely and utterly lost in translation. He asks his question, and the crowd of natives answers back with just one word, Limos. Now, to the missionary, that probably sounded like a perfectly reasonable name for a town. But it wasn't the name of the town at all.
See, the funny thing is, the word they used, Limos, is actually a Spanish word itself, and it means alms, charity, handouts for the poor. They weren't telling him the name of their home. They were asking him for help because they believed that's what he was there to do.
And there it is. That's the exact moment the wires got crossed. On one side, you have the natives asking for limos, for alms. On the other side, you have the missionary probably nodding thoughtfully and writing down Limos as the town's name. They were having two completely different conversations at the exact same time.
So this missionary, he takes the word Limos and puts it in his official report. And over time, you know how these things go. Through word of mouth, through different spellings, Limos slowly morphed into the name we all know today, Imus.
And just like that, completely by accident, a town gets its name.
And this wasn't just a temporary nickname. It stuck for good. By 1795, Imus was officially established as a town, cementing a name that was born from a mistake right onto the map of the Philippines.
And yep, it's been called Imus ever since. It's this incredible, lasting legacy of one simple moment of miscommunication between two cultures. It just goes to show you how these small, very human moments can have permanent, history-making consequences.
This whole story really gets you thinking, doesn't it? It makes you wonder how many other places out there, cities, rivers, mountains, are named because of a simple, honest mistake. What other hidden stories are just waiting for us right there on the map?